I took a road trip to B&H Photo and I got some stuff. Let's go. Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Rusty Brown Photography. I am Rusty. So glad you guys are here, and I hope everyone is doing well out there. As I said in the beginning, I took a road trip to B&H Photography in Manhattan, New York. Me and a good buddy of mine, Steve, decided to go up, get a little shopping in. One thing I will say, just as a word of caution for anybody who is going to go to B&H, you can't just go up there all willy-nilly, and otherwise you end up spending a lot of money. And it may look like, if these receipts are any indicator, it may look like a lot of money was spent. It's just a long receipt, right? We'll keep that between us, right here. What I do is, what I would recommend is, if you go to the B&H website and you create a wish list. So you go through and you put all these things in your particular wish list. And then whether you order via phone or online, or you go up to the store as we did, when you get there, they'll convert your wish list to a quote. Now when I'm in the store, I've got a quote and I'm telling them, okay, these are all the things on my list. You make some modifications, add some things, take them off, what have you, as you go about shopping in the store. When you're ready to check out, that quote becomes an order, and there you go. And all of the things that I got, we were up there on a Thursday. By Friday, all of them were here. So before I tell you what I got, let's do a quick unboxing, okay? Here we go. Okay, so there you see it. I will say this, that I live in Virginia, Steve is in Maryland, so if you're familiar with the Washington, D.C. area, they have a lot of different buses that go up to New York. The one that we decided to take was one called the Jet. It was amazing. If you want to know more about the Jet, you can hit me up, rusty@rustybrownphotography.com, and I will write you back and give you the full-blown review of the Jet. Suffice it to say, it was very nice. Cost a little bit more than most buses. Was it worth it? Yes. Would I take the Jet again? Absolutely yes. Real quick, they have a what do you call in the airline industry? A flight attendant. Well, they have a bus attendant or a jet attendant, someone who's there taking your orders the same way that you would on an aircraft. They're not cooking anything, but lots of different snacks and things, and nothing costs more than $2. And oh, by the way, your alcoholic beverages are complimentary. Just gonna let that sit for a minute. So we took the Jet up. It was very nice, really nice seats and such. We got to the city, walked around Manhattan a little bit, went straight to B&H, where I had my quote and converted that to an order. So I'll show you now some of the things that I got. Here we go. First up, this Angler 60-inch translucent white with removable silver parasail umbrella modifier, right? If you check out the pictures that I got from the website, I don't have a parasail modifier, so this one is pretty good. One of the reasons that I like Angler, and I use Angler for most of my modifiers, is they all open and close like an umbrella. It's the easiest system for me to navigate. So I did add this nice translucent parasail to my kit. Next up is another Angler modifier. This one is the 12 by 55 inch rectangular modifier. So 55-inch long, 12-inch deep, and oh by the way, they threw in this free grid. Thank you very much. I don't know if that was an Angler special or B&H, but this is a really good modifier. I don't have one of this size and type, and like I said before, it's Angler, so it's going to work for me. Next up, we have the Savage 500 watt studio lighting kit. These are continuous lights. I'm using them right now. I am not new to Savage lighting kits at all. What comes in the kit, as you can see, 2 light stands, 2 umbrellas, 2 lights. Now these lights are 250 watts a piece, hence the 500. A really cool carrying bag. Even the box has a nice carrying case. And again, these lights are solid. I have 2 sets of them. This will make the 3rd, which will give me a 6 light setup. I also have some of these, which I buy regularly from Raya, which are the 250 watters that would replace any of the bulbs if they go bad inside of the Savage. What I love about these are all set to daylight 5400 Kelvin, which really helps with the white balance. And when I'm on the road or somewhere not here doing interviews or video production, these Savage lights come in really, really handy. They're rock solid, they work well, they travel well. Next up, I have the Movo Duo lavalier mic kit. Just like was the case with the Savage, I have 2 of these. I'm wearing one now. Where's the second one? The second one is here. What I like about the Movo system is you get 2 transmitters to 1 receiver. So right now, although you can't see it, I have a receiver on my Sony a6400. Everything comes neatly packed away. This kit was built just for that. Like I say, you have 2 of these lavalier microphone, and you have 1 receiver. A lot of people use Sennheiser and other things, and those are all good products. But a lot of times you're paying twice as much for a single, single transmitter, single receiver. I did get another camera. It's the exact same camera that I'm talking to you on right now. The Sony a6400, to be specific, not the a6700 which just came out. The a6400 has been rock solid for me for a couple of years. It's significantly less in cost than the 6700. Biggest single difference, 6700 does 4K 60. This is capped at 4K 30. For the type of video that I do, the type of video production that I do, this is a rock solid camera. Auto eye focus, tracking, all of that stuff is in there. And when you do 4K 60, there's a slight crop on the 6700, and I'm sure it looks really good. I use action cameras, and we'll talk about that in a second, when I need to get that type of 4K 60. But 4K 30 with this is really, really good. Came as part of a kit. Also got the 18 to 55, the same lens that I'm shooting on now. They threw in a really nice camera bag, the same type that I use right now. It's very good, very handy. I've had the one that I carry right now, I've had for over 12 years, so glad to get another one of those. I also got the cage separately because I think all of these cameras should have a good cage. It makes it very versatile to work with. And I got the Video Mic Go from Rode. Very good microphone. Simple, lightweight, fits on top of that camera. When I'm doing interviews and filming with people, I'm always going to attempt to lav them up if I can. I think that's the best audio. Where these type of microphones come in handy is if you're in the field but you still need audio. Let's say you're at the zoo and you're at the bird sanctuary. You want to capture the sounds of the birds communicating and such. Having something on your camera that's different than the microphone that's on the camera is really going to enhance your audio. If you really need good ambient sound, I would recommend getting a professional shotgun mic. This one is by Sony, but everybody makes one. This one, has audio ports in the front, along both sides. It's probably about twice as long, almost, as the Rode, but it significantly greater pickup with this. Same thing, sits on top of your camera, plugs in, and you're good to go if you need that. And there are times when I use that. I did get this from B&H, but many years ago, not on this trip. You see some GoPros here. I did not buy these. These are the GoPro Hero 8s. Here's my original. I'm gonna stick that here. What I did get from B&H was some new rechargeable batteries for the GoPro Hero 8 Black. Now, you may ask why the 8? Because the 11 is out. Well, a couple of big reasons for me. The reason I keep restocking on these batteries, and I love the ecosystem of the 8. It is the last GoPro of this size before they went to a bigger body, change in battery. The other thing is, this guy does shoot 4K 60, and it is amazing footage. This is the first true GoPro, in my opinion, that you did not need a gimbal for at all. Prior to this, this is a very nice device from GoPro. It is their very unique gimbal for what was, I want to say, the 5 and the 6, but also worked on the 7. And if you watch what happens when I hit the power button, it's all connected together. It will fire up the device. It just did it. You'll hear it beep. There it goes. And now you're up and running. You have a very good gimbal system. I am recording you, recording me. This thing is amazing, and you had to have it, I think, to get smooth footage with the 6, the 5, and the 4. I haven't charged this thing in over a year, and I still have 4 out of 5 battery lights. And if you charge it, the actual gimbal, it will charge the GoPro that's inside as well. The challenge with this is it's very good when you're doing handheld, but if you have to do some type of action footage that is not going to be in a handheld gimbal, cycling or something like that, it doesn't work out. The Hero 8 has this hyper smooth technology that is simply amazing. Watch this 30-second clip, and let me make sure that I'm clear. This is not a gimbal and it is not a drone. This is literally me taking this very Hero 8 and sticking it on top of my golf cart. You'll see me driving to the ball, and after I drive to the ball, watch what happens when I'm driving to the golf cart. To the cart path, I should say, on the right. Look at the terrain that I'm going over to get to the cart path, and watch how smooth this video is. Okay, so come on, was I lying? I was not. That is some very good footage considering that I did nothing except put it in a regular, GoPro stand, stick it on top of a golf cart, and get that type of hyper smooth action so that it looked like a drone or a gimbal. Waterproof, you don't need a case anymore. You want to go swimming and diving, take it with you. It just does everything. So over the past, 8, 9 months, I've been stocking up on 8s. This is all I need, which is why I did not get another one on this particular B&H run. Now I have 4 of them. What I did get from B&H, however, was 4 of these brand new SanDisk Extreme 256 gigabyte memory cards, in addition to the batteries that I already showed you, so that I will continue to have enough storage for each of my GoPros and enough battery life. The video that you get with the Hero 8 is amazing, and it's several $100s less than the 11. The last thing that I picked up from B&H on this trip were these sensor swabs. Now, I don't know if you recall, but a couple of videos ago, and I'll put a card up here, I talked about how easy it is to clean your camera's sensor. And when I got this very kit to do that, it was very good. You get plenty of the special formula pads and such, but what they were lacking on were these wands. Now, these are individually wrapped. So within the kit that I bought, you only got 4 of these. Well, B&H, they have everything, and I was able to get 12 for a full-size DSLR, which is what I have in my case. They also have them for mirrorless, APS-Cs, etc. So that about wraps it up. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the trip. I enjoyed going. It was my second trip to B&H. If you haven't been there before, I would encourage you to go. Massive store, but more importantly, it's not the gear that's in there, but the level of expertise that they have is second to none. In every department, there is an expert. I probably spent 20 or 30 minutes talking to one representative about the BenQ monitors and color science, and his knowledge of color science was amazing. More importantly, the current model that they had on the shelf that I showed interest in for around $800, he advised me to hold off and then showed me online that the new one is already there and will be released in a couple of weeks with more features at the same price. So at B&H, nobody was trying to upsell me to something because I had no idea that the new one was going to be out, so soon. I spent time with the Sony reps, the actual Sony station there with Sony folks. And then I spent time with the B&H people who are Sony experts. 2 different groups of Sony people, wonderful in both cases. We talked about lenses. I tested a couple lenses, both new and used, as well as a couple camera bodies. The expertise that they have with everything is amazing. I spent some time at at a workstation with a teleprompter. It was all set up. The whole thing was there. You could drive it as one person. So if you can imagine it, or you need the gear or the service, I think B&H has it. Having said that, let me say this. B&H is good, and they're huge, and they're big, and I'm a fan because I've always been there, but Adorama is good. 42nd Street Camera is good. Willoughby's Camera Emporium is good. They're all there in New York. We just, me specifically, I'm just a fan of B&H, and I've been with them a long time. I would also suggest this, that if you're going to go up there, give yourself enough time to have a meal at Uncle Jack's Steakhouse. I will put a link there in the description. We went by after all that walking at B&H. They tell me it's the best steakhouse in New York, and if it isn't, I'd be hard-pressed to find one that is. The meal was fantastic, couple of drinks, the desserts, the cheesecakes, the ice cream. Oh, it was really, really, really good. So it used to be, when I'm in that part of town, I would try to find a slice. Now I'm going to have plenty of room to go to Uncle Jack's Steakhouse on the west side. I recommend you do the same. So that's all I have for this particular episode. If you haven't done so already, I would ask that you like. And if you're so inclined, please subscribe, because it does help me to continue to bring good content to the channel. If you've done some shopping recently to either replace something or to fill out your kit and your gear, what are you getting and where do you get it? Do you shop at B&H? Do you shop there online? Have you been in person? And if so, what do you think about it? Until then, we hope all you guys are doing well. We look forward to talking to you in the next video.